Howdy, I'm John Mark Dempsey, and having a second cup of coffee with us today is the new supervisor of Cooper Lake State Park, Aaron Mabe.
Sir, thanks for having me.
Well, you're most welcome, and we hated to see Steve Killian go. He's a good friend, but yes, we're glad that you're on the job now, and know you will carry on in his great tradition.
He left big shoes to fill. But
well, I guess so, right.
I'm excited to be here, though.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about your background. And the first thing I was going to ask you about, I saw that you have a long-standing connection with Beavers Bend State Park in Oklahoma, which a lot of people around here are very familiar with and love.
Yes, sir. So I worked, previously I was with Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department, Oklahoma State Parks for about 17 years. Started as a law enforcement ranger there and then worked into management. Ended up, I managed 3 different facilities within my tenure there at Oklahoma, and most recently was Beavers Bend State Park. I managed it for about 6.5 years before moving to Texas.
It's a great place to be. The amazing thing about that park is that you're driving down the highway and it looks just like northeast Texas or southeast Oklahoma, and then you see the sign for Beavers Bend State Park and you take that turn, and all of a sudden, everything changes. The total landscape is just completely different and not what you would expect.
It's not what most people think Southeast Oklahoma looks like. Right. It's about the closest to Colorado you can get.
I've heard people say that. That's just about right. Well, that's a great place, but as is Cooper Lake State Park. So let's talk about some things going on at Cooper Lake. We'll just touch on this coming up Saturday. This would be the 7th, I guess, the Skins and Skulls program, which Cooper Lake and I guess all state parks have had for a long time.
That's been a very well-rounded activity. So, and we're really fortunate to have Alicia O'Connor as our interpretive ranger. She does a fantastic job with these programs. The Skins and Skulls is obviously a great one and kind of a staple. But just offering familiarity with the mammals that are in the area. So, really great activity.
She's kind of a detective. She show you what each little sign might mean.
She a much better one than I am, for sure.
So that's it. What time is that on Saturday? Do you recall often?
I do not recall.
Well, people can look it up on your Facebook page or on your web page, but and it's a well-known and well-loved program. You have something coming up a little bit out of the ordinary on Saturday, September 28th, and this is a veteran suicide awareness program, and we all know what a problem that is.
Yes, sir. And so that's something that really made it to the top of the list within multiple Texas state parks this year. Just wanting to be actively involved in that program, and of course this one is going to be tied to some donations. So we're waiving the fee, the entry fee to the park for that event.
Is that for everyone who comes in on that day?
For everyone that comes in, if you're a participant or a spectator, if you're going to be there for the event and help support it, then we will waive fees and asking for donations in lieu of entry fees. I see. And the main activity is kayaking then? It is, yes, sir. So anyone and everyone is welcome. The area that we're going to do this in, at the Doctors Creek unit, it's Lone Pine Day Use area. That cove is pretty well protected, so entry level to advanced, no matter the skill level, it'll be very conducive for anyone that's going to be there. Bring your own kayaks. We do have a handful of kayaks there that we rent. Those will be free of charge, but there again, they will be first come, first serve. Okay. And that's something that if you're in the shallow water or in the cove that you're talking about, you can kind of pick up and do without a whole lot of preparation. You can, and we will have some instruction, just kind of the basics to get going before we get anybody out in the water. All right. So one of the real popular events at Cooper Lake State Park in recent years has been Christmas in the park.
and people, get unhappy when you start talking about Christmas, in September. But this will be December 13th and 14th, Friday and Saturday. And the thing is, you need to make reservations for it early to camp in the park.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we do waive the camping fees for anyone that's going to come out and actively participate in that event. So that's, like you said, December 13th and 14th from about 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. both nights. So we've had, I think it was right at about 2,000 people, spectators that came out both of those nights last year. Has been very popular. It does fill up pretty quick. So you should be seeing something pretty soon on the Cooper Lake State Park, the Doctors Creek Unit Facebook page on how to register for that event.
Mm-hmm. Is it just at Doctors Creek?
It is just at Doctors Creek, yes, sir.
But and people who camp there in the cabins decorate the cabins, and so it's a great, fun Christmas event. And you take donations of canned goods and so
canned goods for that one, yes, sir.
We'll visit again before then and have a chance to talk more about it. Lake level's good now, or
we're a little low.
Okay,
but nothing too devastating by any means.
Had a good deal of rain in the spring, but it's been a while now.
It prepared us for the drought, I suppose.
Yeah. How's fishing?
It's still good.
Yeah. As always, good. Aaron Mabe is the new supervisor of Cooper Lake State Park, both South Sulphur and Doctors Creek, and we're going to visit with him very frequently.
Sounds good.
On KSST. Great. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and this is KSST.